Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with some more Hearthstone, playing some of Reynad's standard Hunter deck. And I'm gonna actually dump these aren't bad, these aren't bad to keep, but I'm gonna dump everything that's not part of my crazy combo essentially. Hoping to pull more of those cards. We got a second Starving Buzzard. That's alright, this hand isn't exactly what I was hoping for, but c'est la vie. It does look like we are playing against Taco, a rogue, a rouge, and we're just gonna throw down a flare for the sake of card draw right now. Essentially, flare is put in this deck to thin out said deck, so. And tracking we'll be holding on till later, suggested by Reynad that you save this until you get some draws. That way you sort of know what you're drawing into instead of accidentally throwing it down early on and having to discard any portion of your potential combo, basically. Alright, so we're just gonna pick away his health, and I'll be throwing down the misdirections sometime in the near future. Again, I will be holding on to the tracking. I don't want to throw it down too early, although action, well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. All right. Well, the misdirection will come into good effect here, and I don't mind him having creatures in play for my combo, but this early on just means he's going to be zerging us down very quickly. So that's more of a concern than anything. All right. Well, with the Unleash the Hounds here, so now we've got two parts of said combo. We wouldn't be able to get all of that. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that. So for right now, I'm actually just going to throw down the misdirect. I'm just gonna throw down the misdirect for now. And actually, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and pop that guy off as well. Just thinning up his number so that he's not doing as much damage to me early on. I know from what I've seen so far that he's gonna be having plenty of creatures that he'll be throwing onto the board. So I'm not too worried about my Unleash the Hounds getting fueled by stuff. It just sort of becomes a matter of, you know, stave off this damage right now and then get a good Unleash the Hounds in the future. So let's see what he's gonna be dropping down for 4. I wonder if he has a Defender of Argus to place down here, which would actually be pretty decent for him. Well, he's thinking about it. He's just not sure. Sure is thinking. Contemplating those options.
Choose soon.
He has to choose soon. Sooner than the soonness of his choose. He needs to choose sooner. He needs to choose sooner than now. So many options. Okay, well, that's nice. Alright, so we could go with an early Unleash the Hounds for the sake of getting some card draw going and just getting some minions in play. As opposed to, oh no, we don't necessarily want to do that. Let me actually go with the tracking right now. And I think we're gonna grab this bow. And I'm just gonna hit him in the face with that. And then a future turn with our misdirection, we'll be able to get another trigger off of that. But yeah, we're gonna hold on to it. I was thinking, you know, if you're in a desperate situation, you absolutely need certain things. Sometimes I've seen people do an early Buzzard with Unleash the Hounds just to get that card draw, even though it's not for that fatal win, but let's see what happens here. Oh my gosh, all those creatures. All right, well, next turn might be actually a good turn to... I mean, we could draw a hell of a lot of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, although that would put us at cap. Oh, we're gonna be able to dump down a couple of other things. So I'm actually gonna do this right now. I'm gonna go like this for 5 cards, because I'm gonna be able to coin. I'm gonna be able to coin and get rid of something else. Ooh, you know what though? Okay. And then with the coin too, I am going to actually go like this. And let's see. Let me think about this here. So I could clear his board, or I could just hit him in the face with everything. Just gonna hit him in the face. And then we are going to change a minion's health to 1. Because I'm guessing he's going to be killing this off first thing and dropping all of these guys' attacks down to 1. So at least this lowers his attack, his health, so that he's more likely to die. Now, Fan of Knives right now would be terrifying, but it looks like he doesn't have one, so good for us. And now we have a nice full hand. We were able to work down his health, and now for fear of his own life, he is going to be clearing a bunch of our creatures. And we've got traps and companions coming up and all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, so he's gonna ignore the rest of them and swing us in the face. Alright, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 6. Alright, well we have Fatal next turn, so. Oh, never mind, he's gonna kill off one more. Oh, never mind, he goes for our face. Okay, so we do have Fatal this turn. A little bit of a risk that we took, obviously, but it turned out to work out just fine. Because he decided not to kill our minions. Even without that Timberwolf, we still had it, but there you go. Game number 1 is in the bag. Let's move on to game number 2. Our second game here is against a mage, and I'm gonna get rid of those. Alright, we ended up getting a flare and an arcane shot. So we will be opening up with the leper gnome. His a possible response is either gonna be, if he's got missiles, he'll throw that down. Otherwise, we might see a coin into a fireball just to reduce fire blast and to just reduce this damage as much as possible. No, actually, he decides, just ends up throwing down the mana worm, and oh, never mind, we're gonna probably see there it is, arcane missiles, okay. So, really big turn for him. Gets a 3/3 in play, which unfortunately for me, I'm actually gonna have a hard time dealing with. Now we do have that Eagle Horn bow, so I'll be able to take care of it next turn. But still, that's a big pain in the butt. Alright, well let's go ahead and hit him for 2 then. Other option could have been to Arcane Shot, but I'd like to save that just in case I need it for some of his creatures or something. And does he have another spell this turn? No, he does not. Alright, so I'm gonna be taking 6 damage from the Mana Worm total, which is obviously quite painful, but it is what it is. We need to get him out. The longer he stays in, sort of the worse it gets for us, because obviously he just keeps getting bigger the more spells that get played. So that Mana Worm, although lots of times I do want to try to Zerg the opponent down, that Mana Worm would be far too problematic far too quickly. So there's an Acolyte of Pain. Let's see here. I could just finish that off, but I'd end up losing this. Let me flare, see what I get. Okay, got another Eagle Horn bow, so that says yes, get rid of him. And then play our second bow and pass it on over. And now we've got traps and stuff to throw down, which will be good. So the flare, while lots of times used to thin out your deck, obviously against secret decks, that can be a good use for it too. Let's see here. Go with Explosive Trap. It's gonna counterspell that. Okay. I'm gonna throw down Freezing Trap. And this guy. And lots of secrets getting revealed is actually really good for my Eagle Horn bow. Which is actually really awesome. You get quite a few secrets revealed in this game, most likely. Honestly, didn't anticipate the, I'm just gonna pop that off. And he may very well just not even attack with this thing. There's the Frost Bolt. And an Ice Lance, ouch. And another Ice Lance, holy crap. Down to 7, oh, that's gonna be the game. That's pretty much gonna be the game right there. I don't see I don't see the likelihood of recovering from this. All he needs right now is a fireball, and then that's it. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and drop this down. Pop this. And we'll pass the turn on over. So, fireball to the face will be this match. Obviously, he's running fireballs in the deck, so it's just a matter of when he draws into it. And there it is. All right, game number 2. A quick loss. Well, at least it's quick either way. Win or loss. Let's move on to another. Our third game here is against another mage. I'm actually going to dump this entire hand. Since tracking, again, most times is more of a late play. So we have the Starving Buzzard, which is part of our combo, which is good. It's tough to tell because there's all sorts of different mages running around. He could be running the mid-range Zerg down style, which would give him a few creatures in play. Which would, of course, be good for us. The Animal Companion can actually be pretty solid in this matchup, especially if you get the 2/4 or the Taunter. Just sort of harder for a mage to deal with that. And right now, we're just gonna go ahead and pop a shot to his face. Next turn likely will be the Animal Companion. Probably hoping for the. Yeah, I'd say we would be hoping for the 4/4 taunt. I think that's probably the best thing that I could ask for. It would stave off some of the damage, give me a nice beefy creature to throw at him. So let's see what we end up getting. Get the 4/2. So this thing ends up dying, but at least we get some damage off of it. He's got, at the very least, he can attack into it and ping it. Other options, he could Frostbolt it. He could Arcane Missiles and hope to get 2 and then finish it off with that, but looks like he's just going to go for the... Takes the easy route. And for us, I am going to flare for the card draw. So Leroy, let's do it again. And a tracking, all right. Hoping to get into my Eaglehorn bow as soon as possible. I'd like to do that, obviously, before I go for triggering an explosive trap. But it might not work out that way. And of course, you could argue, hold on to the flares for if you see ice blocks, but frankly, I haven't seen a lot of ice blocks from mages. I don't know that they're running a ton of them anymore, to be quite honest with you. I'm gonna go explosive trap and then let me actually tracking here before I make my next decision. There's that in my Unleash the Hounds, all right. Let's throw down the misdirection too. Now, so what this will do is when he attacks, he'll clear one of these guys, pop the shield off the other, and then when he attacks again, we've got the chance of killing that other Argent Squire. So here we go. He's gonna pop the shield off the attacking one, kill that one. And then the misdirect will trigger and hopefully attack into the Chillwind Yeti. I'll be able to kill the Chillwind Yeti with an arcane shot, which is exactly what's gonna happen now. So this is gonna be able to, this is gonna help us mitigate a lot of that damage there. Let's see what he's going down for 6. Ooh, a Boulder Fist Ogre. Jeez. Go 4, 5, 6. I'd like to save that for later on, though. I'm gonna tracking again. It's a Timberwolf. Okay, so there's we got the big combo now here, but I need to stave off this damage. So at least a little bit. All right, so we've got a pretty big combo here. This is a turn 9 play to get all of it down though, so we're not likely to have that happen, but at the least we could get 4, 5, 6, 7. We could do this next turn with quite a few creatures to hit with, but then we wouldn't get the card draw off of that, so I think I'm gonna delay it. Because if we can delay this till my turn 9, Be really, really good. I'm gonna delay this a little bit longer. I'm gonna hit him in the face with this. All right, so that puts him at 13. So next turn we should have 6. 4, 5, 6, 7. Next turn we'll have the victory. If he doesn't kill us right now, we've got the victory next turn. Oh, 6 plus 4. No, we don't. Not anymore because we can't attack with this. Shoot. All right, we're gonna go like this. But chances are that he just has direct damage, which will kill us. But actually, what was I thinking? My math. All right, I forgot, of course, that I had that too. But anyways, there's a victory. And our 4th and final game is against another mage. He's freaking unbelievable. These mages everywhere. These magi. All right, so we got 2 leper gnomes here in the opening hand. I'm thinking of coining to go for both of them, like first thing, to be honest with you. It's gonna force him to make some decisions. If he had an arcane explosion, that would completely destroy this, like what would otherwise be a strong early game. But I don't expect him to have an arcane explosion. Actually, it's really gonna depend if he throws down a mana worm on his first turn, whether or not I do that. Because if he has that mana worm, then okay, he doesn't. All right. So I am actually going to go for this. What this will mean is that next turn he's going to use up his turn, pinging off one of the leper gnomes, unless of course he's running Arcane Explosion. I like never see that card anymore with mages, but it's not impossible. So let's see. Is he going to use up his turn to absorb 2 of that damage? Yes, he is. Okay, so he doesn't have Arcane Explosion. So he ends up taking those 2, so we're gonna get at least 6 damage off of that opener, which is fine by me. Again, what this means is this next turn is pretty much gonna be exclusively used to kill this thing off, giving us 6 damage just off of those two. So turn 1, 6 damage. Yeah, that's fine. Just 3 cards for 6 damage, but getting him down as low as possible, as quick as possible, is sort of what this thing's all about. And I'm gonna do an early flare for the card draw. People are probably freaking out again about not saving those for mage secrets, but once more, not seeing many ice blocks anymore. And if we were seeing a ton of ice blocks, then I'd totally save it for that. But not even seeing a lot of secrets anymore with mages. It's mostly just a Zerg down that I'm seeing from mages nowadays. So we already have him down to 20, and he hasn't put a dent in our health. And not seeing many creatures. Okay, there we go. Finally something from him. And we'll throw down an explosive trap here. So you got a 0 cost. Gonna be throwing down mirror images or whatever. No? Alright. Well, yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with the explosive. We will go with the explosive and just keep picking away at his health. Explosive to kill us off. As a misdirection would have given us another 3 damage if he attacked into it, which he might not even attack with us now that there's a secret down, but the explosive trap also, if he does attack with it, will eliminate this, taking away the benefit of his spells costing 1 less to cast. So she's gonna fireball me. A 3 cast fireball. So ridiculous. This card, man, I tell ya. Okay, so we can throw down a misdirection. We still have none of our combo. I want to draw into one of my combo before I go with. I'm just gonna keep picking away at his health. Yeah, I want to draw into at least one of my combo before attacking. That way I don't discard 2 of my combo. Another, okay, so there's both of his fireballs. At least I know those are gone. And then he pings me for 1, bringing me down to 15. Do. Well, now I don't know, to be honest with you. Now I just don't know. I'm gonna tracking at this point because now it's getting a little bit hairy. There's an Unleash the Hounds. Would I rather have an animal companion though? Let's just go with the Unleash. Pass it over to him. So burst damage potential from a Frostbolt and a couple of Ice Lances is a scary proposition, to say the least. That might be a counterspell, so I think I'm going to throw down a blank check Hunter's Mark. Since that could very well be a counterspell to deal with Unleash the Hounds. But my only likelihood of a strong Unleash the Hounds is with the Leroy Jenkins, so... Okay, that's not a counterspell. So we can Unleash the Hounds for 1, but that's it. So obviously we're not going to do that. And now I'm thinking that this is a Ice Block or Ice Lance. Wait, what? I'm thinking that's an Ice Block or Ice Armor. So something to be concerned about. Arcane Intellect. And throws down a Mana Worm. Alright. Then he pings me, so next turn he's gonna be able to Pyroblast because of his reduced cost. Alright, so I'm gonna throw this down. No, let's throw down the Starving Buzzer. Unleash the Hounds. Silence that. We could go 2, 4, 6 that bring him down to 1. Could also save this for an upcoming turn. And any explosive trap will trigger his potential death, so why don't we go with this? Also gives us another card draw. Alright. So he is silenced. This stops him from being able to Pyroblast this turn. Alright. If that is an Ice Block, that's gonna get triggered in a second. So that means he would have to play another Ice Block. Oh, it wasn't. All right, there we go. Alrighty, well that does it for today's gameplay video. I cannot believe the sheer number of mages that we played against. That was rather ridiculous, to be honest with you. But anyways, ended up getting a few wins out of that session. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more Hearthstone and other great gaming coverage right here on the channel. Keep watching and keep owning.